You know, some of us predicted this. We have in this country a politician who is a world greatest flip-flopper. One moment he's blue, the next moment he's red, the next moment he's orange, the next moment you don't even know if he's black or white because of what comes out of his mouth. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the one and only Julius Malema. Let me remind you something. I'm not even going to play any of his sound bites of what he said on Friday, trying, I don't know, to appease or make fools of people of South Africa, particularly his constituency, even though when I looked at the crowd while I was busy watching, they were like, excuse me, 11 months ago, wasn't you the one who was in a big stadium with everybody just cheering and applauding everything that you vomited out of your mouth regarding the illegal foreigners in South Africa? You remember you told the people of South Africa, listen, whether we like it or not, illegal foreigners are staying in South Africa. Do you remember those words? Just 11 months ago. 11 months ago, you told everybody in that same arena that these illegal foreigners are going to be your future employers. Meaning that we have not had enough of them just yet. More are coming. And as they come, they are going to take what belongs to you, South Africans, and you are going to be beneath them or under them because they are going to illegally open businesses, because you know the Immigration Act of this country says in order for you to start a business, you need to have 5 million rand invested in this country. But no, you wanted to violate the laws and encouraging people who know nothing about our laws to come to South Africa so that South Africans who rightfully, I mean, we are seeing this with SASSA. How many foreign nationals that are earning in SASSA for themselves, for their children, and also lying about a disability or another. Oh, speaking about disabilities, some of them, they get injured in their respective countries and somebody will whisper to them and say, hey, you can get compensation in South Africa. All you have to do is drag yourself, climb on top of a crocodile and cross the Limpopo River and the first hospital you get to, let it treat you, and then if there's any sort of mistakes that might happen, sue that hospital. Basically, sue the people of South Africa. I mean, hello, we already had a woman who was pregnant in Zimbabwe and all her pregnancy complications were known by the doctors in Zimbabwe. She crossed the Limpopo River and went to a hospital in Limpopo because she did not disclose her condition that may put her and her child in trouble if she continued with the pregnancy. And because South Africa is a land of people who are dumb, so the hospital helped her to give birth, and she gave birth, and the child turned out to be to struggle or suffer or come out with cerebral palsy. And guess what she did? She went and sued, and guess how much she was rewarded? 18.2 million rand. RAF. 3 students that had accident elsewhere, not in South Africa, not within the borders of South Africa, came to South Africa, and guess what? Amongst them, just between them, they are about to get 1 billion rand out of RAF payment. And the CEO of RAF is fighting tooth and nail to make sure that these people do not get this. These are the people you want in our country. Now, this whole Pan-African ideology is great. Awesome. But you never thought, and the people that keep supporting this, it seems as though it is aimed at beating South Africans into submission. And I understand what that submission ought to be, because Julius Malema, in the same 11 months ago, you told South Africans that, well, since we already have them in South Africa, why don't we document them? Do you know why he wants them to be documented? Because they will be forever grateful to Julius Malema by always going to the voting poll, knowing there is one political party that has their back, and that is Economic Freedom Fighters. And as a result of that, they will do as they please. Already, there is an alleged police officer whom over 700 million rand disappeared in her care. And now she is allegedly being exposed to not being a South African national, even though she got a South African citizenship. Under what circumstances, nobody knows, because the Home Affairs official allegedly that gave her this citizenship is a ghost number. So that means this person is untraceable. And this is what you want to bring to the people of South Africa. And you know where you double down for me, Mr. Malema, was when you said to the people of South Africa, the very young operative warrior, young South Africans who are aspiring with dreams and goals, you told them that they don't matter because you, Julius Malema, you are not prepared to send away illegal foreigners to go do what? Die? You said you would rather not become the president of the Republic of South Africa if you are going to be expected to deport illegal foreigners back to their home countries to die, you said. You said you're not prepared. That's what you said. And you continue to say you would rather not be the president of South Africa. You are going to practice parliament with your wife and children. Remember those words? Man, I've got so many things. Look, these are my notes on everything that you said in just 11 months ago. Just 11 months ago, sir. Now, which other things that I saw that you said that I have kind of like not looked into? Yeah, the whole that they are going to be our future employers. And then you went on SABC interview where you doubled down and said, let's make them South Africans. Let's make them South Africans. And then you tripled down, sir. And then you said, well, you must find creative ways. You are now encouraging illegal foreigners that are not even in South Africa yet, who never even thought of coming to South Africa to begin with. And then you come and they watch you on YouTube and everywhere else. You encouraging them to find creative ways to come to South Africa. How many of them did find creative ways to come to South Africa? Do you know? Do you know? Oh, let me tell you something. The reports that were coming little after the elections when the GNU was formed, suddenly we had a taxi full of Mozambican with about 10 children were crossing the border. They were caught. They were sent back home, deported. Wait there. Let's not forget, because remember, Libya is part of Africa, and your Pan-Africanism, which I still ask myself, how is it possible that Pan-Africanism only involves people that are not in the northern hemisphere of Africa? Why is it? Because they don't consider themselves African, more Middle Eastern, because of the skin color of their existence? Until you are able to convince them, I'll be convinced about Pan-Africanism. You need to take this message to them and convince them they are our brothers and sisters. But I am not there. I am on the trip that 90 Libyans, yes, our African brothers, they were caught in Mpumalanga in a military camp. Doing what? Till this day we don't know. Why? Because they found creative ways to come to South Africa. Some of them in Dubai. Guess what they did with, I think it was a consulate. They were getting the consulate to write them handwritten permission to come to South Africa, some of whom opened businesses here in South Africa. You were here. Not once did you jump and say, no, the laws of this country need to be respected. Oh, wait, I forgot. Our porous borders, you said they don't exist anyways. So why are we fighting a losing battle? They found creative ways, sir. Found them. It doesn't matter, because whether you were saying this to African illegal foreigners or you were saying it to other foreigners from elsewhere in the world, because most of them took your advice. They are in South Africa today. Whether they are black, they are white, they are Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, it doesn't matter. They are here because of your words. Let's not forget that. But now, if you look at everything that you have said 11 months ago, you were saying to South Africans, you are only good enough to vote, but shut up after that because you are insignificant. Important people that are in South Africa are the illegal foreigners, and I am going to do everything in my power to protect them, not South Africans. Because Mr. Malema, if you are truly a leader of this country, you would put your people first, your constituencies, as well as your voters and those that sympathizes with EFF. After all, what is the whole point of EFF being created? Economic freedom fighters. Oh, you said economic freedom in our lifetime. Now it's no longer for South Africans, but it is for foreign nationals who are illegal. And they are eternally grateful to you. Because we were shouted on social media by almost everybody that is black when your political party lost the elections and put you number 4 in parliament. And they were like, ooh, and they were clutching their pearls and saying, oh, you would vote for a white party, the DA, and leave the greatest leader of all who fights for black people in Africa, Julius Malema, and put him number 4. And you think that we will say, oh, we made a big mistake. No. Because in South Africa, Mr. Malema, the biggest contention bone here is South Africans being left behind. If you look back, don't worry about the ANC. I'm still coming to them with a better life for all. But let's go back to a better life for all. Who was this better life for all was for? Who was it for? You lost your way, sir. And you lost South Africans. And now you are coming to us and you are like, oh, well, Zimbabweans need to go back home. You even went as far as calling them cowards. Do you think they actually listened to you? Do you think even us South Africans listened to you? Flip-flopper. You always deny that you're a flip-flopper, but you are a flip-flopper, Mr. Malema, and your EFF. You are not to be trusted. You are no leader, because you know what? A leader stands on their belief. You look at Traoré. He stands on his people and putting his people first. Wasn't it Saudi Arabia came to him and said, listen, we want you to build, or we will sponsor building 200 mosques in Burkina Faso. He said, I appreciate that. My people can pray anywhere where they will find a spot to pray. What my people want is hospitals, schools, and economic development, because the Western is trying to get to destroy my country. That's a leader. And he's standing on that. And I see people trying to compare you with him. You are nowhere near Traoré. Nowhere near. I may be mispronouncing his name, but he is the leader of Burkina Faso. You're nowhere near him. He doesn't flip-flop. You flip-flop, sir. You do somersaults, back folds and front folds and sideways. Goodness knows, even if you drop from the sky too, just to show us that you are another leader. I am so sorry. Well, no, I'm not done. I'm not done. What else that I had written down? Things that coming in my mind. The fact that the South Africans are just voting cows. That part I wrote down. As a result, the EFF lost significant votes in 2024. That's what, 10 months ago. 10 months ago. 10 months ago. And then you continue to say that, South Africans, you must accept these are brothers and sisters. We cannot let them to suffer. Remember when you went on this whole soliloquy about how South Africa should help Zimbabwe, and I'm asking myself, with what money? Because you made some good points there that Zimbabwe's problems will become South Africa's problems. Obviously, we're already in deep shit about that. Because Thabo Mbeki himself made huge blunders back in the late 90s into some time when he was president of this country, cheered by you as the ANC Youth League president. So now you are making a fool of South Africans, and you want us to support you at the polls in 2026 because all of this change of tune, flip-flopping, It is because you want your seats to be retained in 2026 and you do not want the similar results that you experienced in 2024. I don't think, sir, you are going to survive the local government elections. South Africans already know, because when you looked at that crowd on Friday, they were dumbfounded at the things that you were saying. I was like, I'm not surprised. I predicted this before. That now Julius Malema realized that the biggest bone that was contested in South Africa in 2024 was illegal immigration. And then you thought you were going to be a hero by trying to dump down our throats people, some of whom are creating heinous crimes against not only South Africans, but your constituencies, as well as your supporters and sympathizers. That's what you are advocating. Let them come unalive us. Let them come grape our children. Let them come kidnap our children. Let them come sell white powder to our children. You don't talk about that. You don't chastise them. You don't call them out. You do not put straight and stringent rules as to why they should be, how they should behave since they are here. But instead, you are chastising us, South African citizens, some of us who are taxpayers of this country. Make it make sense. You are no leader. The charade that is called the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, at some point, hopefully sooner, the South African citizens will close its doors because you're not contributing anything positive. I see you are trying to get yourself into GNU. It makes sense why. You are panicking. You want to make as much money as a minister or a deputy president as you can with some of your people because you see the doors of your party beginning to close in, shut, latched, and keys thrown away. That's what you are foreseeing. But you want to use the South African citizens, whom I've already said, the education system, it is designed for exactly what you are doing. Exactly what you are doing. So that nobody questions you. Nobody reminds you of the things that you said 10 months ago. That's why you are now tapping onto this education system in the hopes that you save EFF. I am very shocked but not surprised that you successfully went for third term and actually won that. Like a true dictator would do. Like a true dictator would do. It is, I'm sorry, we cannot invest in you, sir. We cannot invest in the EFF. Maybe the idea you had, maybe it was good. Yes, you had a lot of opposition, but you lost your way, you and your political party. And I don't think South Africans are going to vote for you. But those that do, let them do so at their own peril. Let them do it at their own perishment. Like, I'm trying to improvise words here because some words we can't use on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. And I was laughing my lungs out at you, not just me, everyone else that was listening to that. I don't want to even call it a speech. I don't know what monologue was that about. Because there is no way that in less than 365 days you changed your mind. This is all about saving the seats that you have in council. You've been quiet all along. Suddenly, your MMC for community safety in the city of Johannesburg is pretending to be working. Where was he in the last 4 years? Nobody's asking those questions. Where was he? Why was he earning the city's money when he was not doing right before his eyes? The city of Johannesburg was rotting. Right before his eyes, the city of Johannesburg was being impounded with illegal businesses. Where was he? Suddenly now we must care and must know that and remember at the ballot paper, we're not going to do that. We want you gone just like we want the ANC gone. These are the two parties need to leave our political landscape because you guys are sellouts. You don't care about the people of South Africa. You don't care about us. You never will. It's not innate in you to care about us. Instead, you prioritize other people. Right now, you're about to lose the Western Cape, and I'm telling you, the Western Cape is a goner. You listen, guys, we can huff and puff and even foam in the mouth about what that political party in the Western Cape is doing. It is doing so because the playing field was leveled by the ANC. Because South Africa, everybody's doing as they please. Foreigners. The owner of that political party is English. Yes, he was naturalized as a South African. But it does not remove the fact that he's an Englishman. It doesn't remove that fact. It doesn't. Why? Y'all created this fertile ground for him and his people to do what he's doing, successioning the Western Cape. Yep. And we keep saying, call a fucking referendum so that we can fix what the Constitution is doing to the people of South Africa. No, you don't want to do that because you benefit in the chaos. Here's the president, busy destroying South Africa. Busy destroying South Africa. And we must take all you guys seriously? No, you need to go. You need to dissipate out of the South African political landscape, ANC and EFF. That's it. And that is how I think sensibility, logic, as well as camaraderie of the people of South Africa will happen. Because you're like divisive. Yeah, both parties, extremely divisive. And now as a result, people are doing as they please. They are able to hop on a plane to Washington, D.C. to say, hey, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, because he wants something out of us, which also going to harm the very same people that are going to Washington, D.C. Trump doesn't care about that. What he cares about is what he's aiming at. And then tomorrow, oh, yeah, guys, let's fight together. I mean, I'm going to relax just like the African Americans, the 92% that went and voted, are saying, well, we came out on November 5th. That will be us. Like, were you not listening? If you are learning anything about what's happening in the world right now, listen to this video. Listen to this video. It's crazy what's happening here. Utela wayeka. And who allowed all of this? Lack of leadership. Instead, we are seeing leaders that only look after themselves, their offspring, the people they are fucking, as well as extended family members and friends. The rest of us, we got the message loud and clear. Some of us who got noggins. We got the message loud and clear. And you too, who says, I'm not going to go vote. You voted. You sent people to go bring you a government. The best that you can do is to go into that voting booth and spoil. When I say spoil the ballot, when I say spoil the ballot, cross it like this. It's not going to get counted. But y'all don't listen, guys. Problem with South Africans, black, white, Indian, colored, all alike. We don't listen. We think we know better. We all think we know better. That's the problem. And this is what is going to end us all. Different directions. Different directions. Others, when they speak about South Africa, it's as if they don't live here. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. But anyways, those are my thoughts. EFF, please leave us alone. We know what your stance are when it comes to illegal foreigners. Keep it. And we'll remember this at the polling stations. Other than that, guys, please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.